Welcome to the viewers for the lecture on structural analysis. In this lecture, we will take up slope deflection method. See, there are a number of classical methods of structural analysis, in which this is one of the popular method of structural analysis. Now, this method, after this number of methods have been developed, after this moment distribution method is developed, after this the matrix stiffness method has developed. This is the forerunner of all these methods. Actually, this method was introduced by Professor G.A. Manning, in the year 1915. It is a displacement based method because the unknowns are displacements, namely rotations and displacements. So it is a displacement based method, right? And after this, moment distribution method was introduced. Moment distribution method was introduced by Professor Hardy-Cross. So this is slope deflection method by Professor G.A. Manning. Professor Hardy-Cross has introduced in 1932 moment distribution method. Moment distribution method, and in 1954-55 the matrix stiffness method, matrix stiffness method was introduced in 1954-1955. So this is the forerunner of these methods. This method is 105 years old, 105 years old. Very popular method. Now here, see, we will be analyzing continuous beams or portal frames for finding out the bending moment and the shear force. Once you find the bending moment, from that you can get the shear force values. So for getting the bending moments, the moments are expressed in terms of slopes. The moments are expressed in terms of slopes theta and deflections. The unknown moments are expressed in terms of slopes and deflections. So that is why this method is called the slope deflection method. Actually, this is very useful in the analysis of continuous beams and frames. For getting them out. It is an algebraic method. It involves a lot of calculations, but a systematic calculations only involves a lot of calculations. Right. The unknowns moments are expressed in terms of theta and delta. Right. Now here there are certain assumptions in this method. There are certain assumptions. Number one is, between each pair of supports, the beam section is constant. Suppose if we take a continuous beam ABC, of L1, L2, etc. A, B, C. So between A and B, the section is uniform. If the cross section has got a moment of inertia I, from A to B, throughout it is I. Similarly, whatever may be the value between B and C over the entire length L2, the value of I is uniform, or the section is uniform. So that is one of the assumptions that is made in the analysis of beams or frames by slope deflection method. So between each pair of supports, the section is constant. Number two, the joint in a structure may rotate or deflect as a whole. Suppose there is any rotation here, there is a rotation here. The rotation in BA and the rotation in BC will be the same. Whatever may be the other properties, the rotation at the joint B for the member BA and for the member BC will be the same. There will be no change in the angle, or there will be no change in the deflection between the two members at any joint. So the joint in a structure may rotate or deflect as a whole, but the angles between the members meeting at that joint remains the same. So these are the two assumptions on which the method proceeds, right? So now we are going to derive the equation, but still I told you, suppose if we consider the span AB. Now one more point is, for each and every span there will be two slope deflection equations. There will be two slope deflection equations. That is, MAB, for suppose we take the span AB, for MAB we will have one equation, for MBA there will be another equation. There will be, so similarly here, for MBC we will have one equation, MCB we will have another equation. So for each and every span there will be two slope deflection equations, right? Now coming to the first one, let us take for AB. We are going to derive the equation, still I will just write equal to M of AB, this is due to the given external load, M of AB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B plus 3 delta by L. This is one equation. Similarly, for MBA, it is M of BA plus 2EI by L into B comes first, therefore 2 theta B plus theta A plus 3 delta by L. 3 delta by L. These are the two equations. So these are the two slope deflection equations for the span AB. Now we will discuss elaborately. So that is the basic slope deflection equation, say for the span AB. So before going to the procedure, we will discuss how we have arrived at this equation. See, the given beam may be subjected to external load, maybe UDL, maybe central concentrated load, or maybe non-central load. So due to that, you will have fixed end moment. Assuming the span AB to be fixed, fixing A and B, completely fixing A and B due to the given load. Find out the values M of AB and M of BA. This is applicable for each span. So for considering one span AB, first you fix the span AB, fix the ends A and B, right? Actually here it is not fixed, here it is simply supported. Now there will be a rotation at A, theta A, we have arrested, right? Now here we have arrested. So arresting or fixing A and B, find out the fixed end moment M of AB. M of AB, when it is UDL over the entire span, M of AB equal to minus WL square by 12. That we know already, right? Now, next thing is, theta A is possible here. So here, theta A is possible, because so that is, in all equations we give provisions for every possible displacement, and if that particular displacement is not possible, we make it as 0, that's all. So that is we are deriving the most general equation, right? Now theta A is there, now we have fixed here, now allow theta A only. So initially we have fixed maybe UDL or whatever it may be, maybe UDL, and here the slope is 0. So we will have M of AB, and here M of BA. So this you have to find out for the given load. Now in this case, here M of AB is minus WL square by 12, M of BA equal to plus WL square by 12 for UDL over the entire span. Similarly, for any other type of loading, we must be able to find out the fixed end moments. So that is the first term, M of AB and M of BA. Second, what is the other possibility? Now in the given problem, A is a simply supported end, theta A is possible. Therefore, you allow theta A only. So this is the beam, this is fixed. We are going to allow only one displacement at a time. We allow theta A only. So when you allow theta A, that means you have to apply a moment here. You have to apply a moment here. Allow theta A here. Now this is theta A. Theta A is allowed. Theta A alone is allowed. This is B. Right. Now, the moment that is required for causing a rotation of theta A at the near end, when the far end is fixed, is given by 4EI by L into theta A. 4EI by L into theta A. When theta A equal to unity, it is 4EI by L. That 4EI by L is called the stiffness. So the moment that is required at the near end for causing a rotation of theta A when far end is fixed is equal to 4EI by L into theta A. Right. Now when the far end is fixed, at the far end there will be a carryover moment whose value will be of the value and of the same sign, that is 2EI by L into theta A. 2EI by L into theta A. So this is the moment that is applied. This is the carryover moment. Right. Now we have allowed theta A only. Right. Now theta B is also possible. Now forget about theta A. Allow theta B. Right. Now here, so here it is, because if it is fixed, you cannot allow rotation here. Now you fix this, allow only one displacement at a time. This is A, B. Now allow theta B. Because theta B is also possible. Allow theta B. At that time, you fix A. So you are going to allow only one displacement at a time. One by one, you are allowing all possible displacements. Right. Now this is equal to, now here, the moment that is required here will be 4EI by L into theta B. 4EI by L into theta B is the moment required at the end B for causing a rotation of theta when end A is fixed. Now here again there will be a carryover factor. So here there will be a carryover factor of the value 2A by L into theta B and of the same sign. Right. So initially, so this is the beam. We have arrested A and B. We have got the fixed end moments. Then theta A is possible. We have allowed theta A only and got the moments. Then theta B is possible. You allowed theta B and you have got these moments. The next possible thing is, that is, if this is the beam, there may be a settlement. There may be a settlement. So, when you allow settlement, you should not allow rotation, right? Allow the settlement, right? Now, you should not allow the rotation. You are going to allow only one display. So, theta A means you are allowing theta A only. Theta B means you are allowing theta B only, right? Now, if there is a settlement, so the support B may settle by delta, or support A may settle by delta, A may settle by delta, or if this is a beam, this may settle by delta 1, this may settle by delta 1, this may settle by delta 2, this may settle by delta 2. Differential settlement may be delta 1, support A settles by delta 1, B settles by delta 2. That is also possible. Right. Now here, we have discussed that we will have to allow only the displacement and no rotation. So no rotation means, so this is supposed to come like this, but what you have to maintain is, you have to maintain the zero slope here, and here also zero slope here. So this will be the deflection that you are going to allow. This will be the, so this is going to be, so this will be horizontal, then it will start deflecting, again it will be horizontal, because you are allowing only the displacement, no rotation. Because rotation already we have allowed at A and B, only one displacement at a time. So this is a differential settlement, right? When there is a differential settlement, when the right support comes down more compared to the left support, here we will be requiring, see, originally this line is a deflected shape. So this has to become horizontal. That means you have to allow, you have to apply an anti-clockwise moment. Similarly here, it is supposed to come here, but you are allowing only displacement, no rotation. Therefore, there will be an anti-clockwise moment. So this value equal to 6EI delta by L square. Here also equal to 6EI delta by L square. 6A delta by L square. Delta by L square. Right. Suppose this is the beam. Now this settles more. This is delta 1. Delta 1. This is delta 2. This is the. So that means this is the displacement. This is a deformed shape. Right, deformed shape. Now you have to allow only displacement and no rotation. Therefore, this has to remain horizontal. Therefore, you have to apply a clockwise moment of 6EI delta by L square, and here also it has to be horizontal. It has to be horizontal. Therefore, here also there will be a moment of 6EI delta by L square. Delta L square. So this is going to be the deformed shape. So this we are not allowing. Actually, this we are not allowing. We are not allowing. It has to be horizontal. When you allow only displacement, it has to be horizontal. So this is going to be the deformed shape. Right. So this is in the negative values. These are the negative values. So in most of the books, this has been used in the derivation, but in our book we have used this for our. So we have taken values in the positive sense, that is clockwise rotation, clockwise moments, everything. Similarly, this is in the positive direction, because this moment is clockwise, this moment is also clockwise. We have considered this, but most of the books they have followed this. Therefore, there will be a small change in the sign of the expression. That is not going to cause any difference, but still, it's my duty to tell you why this term is minus and in other books it is minus and in this book it is plus. So, we have taken in the positive sense. So, this is positive. We have considered this only. It can be like this also, right? So, the possible display, so initially we have fixed, allowed theta A only, allowed theta B only, and allowed the displacement. It may be a left support may be at the same level, right support may settle down. Similarly, left support, differential. So, if you allow this, it has to be like this. That will be the actual deformed shape. So, thereby moments will get developed. Right. Now, MAB, the moment at A in the span AB equal to M of AB equal to M of AB. That means you have to initially fix the beam, fix both ends of the beam, find out the fixed end moment due to the given load. Given load system may be UDL, non-central load, central load, moment, uniformly varying load. For anything, you must be able to find out the fixed end moments. That is a prerequisite. Without that, you cannot proceed with the problem. Right. So, one must be able to find out the fixed end moments directly. Because in mechanics of solids, getting the fixed end moment will be a full problem. Now, here, this becomes the fundamental, right? Therefore, you must be able to immediately find out the fixed end moment for any type of loading, right? Plus, next one, allowing theta A only, it is 4EI by L, 4EI by L into theta A. Plus, when you allow theta B here, plus 2EI by L into theta B. So, right. Now, when you allow settlement, differential settlement or displacement, you will take in the positive sense. So, plus 6EI delta by L square. This is on one side. 1, 2, 3 and 4 values. Now, we add all these things. So, this is equal to M of AB plus, what you can do is, you can take 2EI by L outside, 2EI by L outside into, here 2 into theta A, 2 theta A. Now, here theta B plus theta B plus 2 means 3 delta by L, 3 delta by L, because EI we have taken outside, 2 we have taken outside, so 3 delta by L. So, this is the equation. So, MAB, this is one equation. This is one slope deflection equation. Similarly, for the support B, MBA, the moment at B in the span BA equal to, first, when it is fixed at both ends, M of BA plus, due to theta A, it is 2EI by L into theta A, 2EI by L into theta A plus, due to theta B, it is 4EI by L into theta B plus 4EI by L into theta B plus, this is 6EI delta by L square. So, plus 6EI delta by L square. So, initially we have fixed and then one by one we have allowed all the possible displacement. It is a slope deflection method. The slopes and the deflections are unknowns. The moment at any end is expressed in terms of the slopes and deflections. So, this is the equation. Now, I think I can rub off this diagram. Right. Now, this is equal to M BA equal to M of BA plus, here also let us take 2EI by L outside, so plus 2EI by L outside into, here it is theta A only, plus, now here 2 we have taken outside, so 2 into theta B, plus, now here you have taken EI outside, 2 you have taken outside, so 3 delta by L, L is already taken outside, 1 L is taken outside, so plus 3 delta by L, or we can say MBA equal to M of BA plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta A plus 3 delta by L. So this is the second equation. This is equation number 2. So these are the two slope deflection equations for one span, equation number 1 and equation number 2. These are the slope deflection. So similarly, if there are 3 spans, there will be 3 into 2, 6 slope deflection. For each and every span, you will have 2 spans. For span BC, you will have MBC, MCB. For span CD, MCD, MDC. Like this, you have to write down 6 equations. So these are something about the slope deflection equations. So this you have to write, whatever values are there, you have to use, whatever values are 0, you will have to cancel. So this is the general equation. For example, now if the span AB is like this, it is a continuous beam, this is AB, BC, etc. Suppose this is A, B. Now A is fixed. The effect of fixing is to make the end slope to be equal to 0. Therefore, theta A will be 0. So write down the equation like this and cancel out theta A. Theta A equal to 0. Suppose settlement is not given. So we have generally accounted all possible displacements. Suppose there is no settlement. Support B or support C is not settling. Is not given, right? No mention about the settlement of the support. Then you will find delta equal to 0. So you have to write down the general equation and cancel out the values that are not possible. So like that, if there are 3 spans, 3 into 2, 6 equations you will have to form, cancel out the values that are not there, simplify and have 6 equations. So this is something about the slope deflection equations. So it is an algebraic method. I will tell you the procedure. We have taken all values in the positive sense. Actually, in most of the books, this will be given as minus. So the viewers or readers need not get confused. In those books, they have taken, compared to the left support, right support is assumed to settle more. Right side, they have taken more settlement. Therefore, we know this moment is minus 6A delta by L square. This is also minus 6A delta by L square. Therefore, this value is minus. You need not get confused. We have taken the right support to move up compared to the left support. Therefore, we are getting plus sign. We have taken in the positive sense. Therefore, plus in the given problem, suppose the right support is assumed to settle more, then you have to use minus sign, that's all. Minus sign, that's not a problem, right? It's not a problem. So, the formula, the plus sign need not be confused, right? You need not get confused with the plus sign. That we can change. So, it is not a mistake, but you have to understand, right? Now, before taking any numerical example, we will tell you the general procedure. So, what you have to do is, first you have to find out the fixed end moments. Fixed end moments. That is, assuming all the spans to be fixed, find out the fixed end moment. I will not do the problem, but I will just explain one simple example. Suppose you are asked to analyze a beam like this. Beam like this. It is subjected to a central load. It is subjected to UDL over the entire span. It is subjected to a non-central load, let us say. This is A, this is B. This is L by 2, this is L. Right. Let us say we are asked to analyze the beam ABCD. I will give only the general procedure. Next we will take up a numerical example. Right. Now what you have to do is, initially we have to treat AB as a fixed beam subjected to UDL, I mean central load. Then we have to fix BC as fixed subject to UDL. Then we have to consider the span CD as fixed subjected to non-central load. Find out the fixed end moments. So for this, if it is subjected to central load, we know it is minus W L by 8. This is plus W L by 8. That is about the fixed end moment. Fixed end moment. Now here it is minus W L square by 12, and here it is plus W L square by 12. M of BC, M of CB. Now this is minus W A B square by L square. This is W A square B by L square. That is M of CD and M of DC. So like that, all spans are to be treated as fixed beams, and to find out the fixed end moments. For this, one must be familiar with all formulas. That is, for all types of loadings, one must be able to find out the fixed end moment. So that is the first step. That is what is called a fixed end moments. Initially, you fix all spans as fixed, find out the fixed end moments. The second step is slope deflection equation. Second step is slope deflection equations. For getting the slope deflection equation, now we know what is slope deflection. I will write it for one span. Suppose if you want to take up span CD, so you will have two equations for this, and there are three spans. There will be 6 equations. In the second step, you will have to form 6 equations. For example, I will show it for one span. Suppose we take span CD. Span CD, MCD equal to M of CD plus 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta D plus 3 delta by L. 3 delta by L. That is a general equation. Now, suppose in this problem, A, B, C, D, all the 4 supports remain at the same level, delta equal to 0. No settlement is given. Right. Now here, So therefore, delta will become 0. Delta will become 0. The term will become 0. That's all. So now, you know, m of CD is minus WAB square by L square. B square by L square. So substitute this value plus 2EI by L is known. For this span, you know the value of L. Substitute here. Theta C will be there. Theta D will also be there. Delta is 0. So forget about this and rewrite this equation. So the equation will be, the final equation will be MCD equal to M of CD, that is minus WAB square by L square plus 2EI by L of that span plus 2 theta C plus theta D. That's all, because no delta, no delta value. Similarly, MDC equal to M of DC. Initially we will be fixing M of DC. M of DC equal to plus WA square B by L square. That value plus 2EI by L you will be knowing. Now 2 theta D plus theta C, actually plus 3 delta by L, delta equal to 0, therefore you will have only this term. After simplification, now you will have value for this, you will have value for this, you will have value for this. So write down, it will be in terms of the unknowns. Theta B, theta C, delta, all these values will be unknowns. Initially we told, that is, the moments are expressed in terms of the unknowns, namely slopes and so theta B, theta C will be unknown, theta D will be unknown now, right? They are the unknowns, right? Suppose we take the span AB, Suppose you take span AB, it is MAB equal to M of AB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B plus 3 delta by L. Now here A is a fixed end, it cannot undergo any rotation. Effect of fixing is to make the end slope to be equal to 0. So A is fixed, therefore theta A equal to 0. Similarly, suppose settlement of A or settlement of B is not given. So when it is given, how to deal with the problem, we will do it later. Initially, let us say A, B, C, D are at the same level, no settlement of support. In that case, this is also 0. Therefore, we will find MAB equal to M of AB is minus WL by 8 plus 2EI by L, the span is known into theta B. This is the simplified. So this is the general equation. This is the simplified equation. So this is equation number 1. So for this similarly, for CD, this is equation 5. This is equation number 6. 5 and 6. So you will have equation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, in the second step, after substituting the known values of fixed end moments, delta, theta A, theta B, depending upon the possibility or not, you simplify and have 6 equations. You will have 6 equations. That is the second step, namely slope deflection. So how to write the values and how to simplify, we have just discussed. Anyway, we are going to do numerical examples. Still, to give the overall procedure, just I am trying. Right. Next is, the third one is the equilibrium equations. Now in this problem, there are 3 unknowns. So you have to find out the kinematic indeterminacy of the structure. Kinematic indeterminacy means number of possible joint displacements. Now here A is fixed. Therefore, no rotation unless it is given no settlement also. So here it will be either a settlement or a rotation. Both are not possible at A. Right. Coming to B, theta B is an unknown. Theta B is an unknown. Theta B will, slope will be there. Again, if nothing is mentioned, no settlement also. No settlement also. Right. At B. At C, again, theta C is possible. There is no mention about the settlement. Therefore, delta is 0. Either it will be a slope or it will be a deflection. Right. So, theta C will be there. Delta is not there. Right. Coming to D, theta D is there. Theta D is there. No settlement. Therefore, these are the unknowns. In the given problem, theta B, theta C, theta D are the unknowns. So, for solving three unknowns, we want three equations. Now, equation 1 is at B, MBA plus MBC equal to 0. At the joint B, MBA plus MBC. Your MBA is equation number 2, MBC your equation number 3. That you have in the second step. In the second step, you have got 6 equations, MAB, MBA, MBC, MCB, like that. So, you have to use second equation and third equation, add them, simplify them. That is one equilibrium equation. Similarly, at C, so this is at B. At C, MCB plus MCD, that is the moment here. MCB and MCD when added, the algebraic sum must be equal to 0. Otherwise, joint C cannot be under equilibrium. Sigma M must be equal to 0 everywhere. So, MBA and MBC when added, the algebraic sum must be equal to 0. So, now this will be your equation number 4, this will be your equation number 5. You got 6 equations. Similarly, at D, MDC, there is only one equation. Here, there is only one equation. This is D. D is a simply supported end. It cannot take any moment. Therefore, MDC must be equal to 0. M at D must be equal to 0. So, this is, now MDC, your equation number 6. This is your equation number 6. MAB, equation number 1. MBA, equation number 2. MBC, equation number 3. MCB, equation number 4. MCD, equation number 5. MDC, equation number 6. There are 6 slope deflection equations that is available in the second step after simplification. It is readily available. So, you have to use these equations here, add them, simplify them, you will have 3 equations. All the 3 equations will be in terms of theta B, theta C and theta D. All other values are known. Fixed moment known, delta 0. You will find all the 3 equations will be in terms of theta B, theta C and theta D. Solve them, you will get theta B, theta C, theta D. Solving the 3 equations will be getting the unknowns theta B, theta C, theta D. So, next is that of the fourth step. Fourth step is final moments. Final moments, what you have to do is, you have to write down the simplified slope deflection equation, second step. Second step, you will have the slope deflection equations after simplification. Whatever is 0, you have cancelled and you have got a simplified equation. They will be in terms of theta B, theta C, theta D. Now, for example, suppose if you take this equation, this is M of DC plus like this. This is MDC. Let us say MDC. Right. In this equation, you know the numerical value of this. You know the value of now you have got the value of theta B, theta C, theta D. At the end of this, after solving now you know all these values, Now theta d you substitute in this, theta c you substitute in this, delta E equal to 0. Therefore, you will be getting the numerical value of the final moment mdc. Similarly, in all the 6 equations, you substitute the values of theta b, theta c, theta d, because all the 6 equations, 1, 2, 3, up to 6, all the equations will be, the only unknowns will be theta b, theta c, theta d. Substitute these values in the equations in the second step, that will be the fourth step. Fourth step is only reproducing the 6 equations from the second step and substituting the values of theta b, theta c, theta d, you will be getting the final numerical value. So that completes the determination of the final moments for the given beam ABC. So ABCD. So this is the general procedure. For analyzing any problem. Right. Now for one more now, in this beam itself, suppose if it is, we will take another problem. We will take a problem like this. Now here it is fixed, here it is simply supported, and here also it is simply supported. So this is the beam A, B, C, D. Now here, this is an overhanging beam. Now your point load is given here. Your point load, let us say this is 2 meters, this is 30 kilonewton. Suppose if you take this problem, then you have only two spans, AB and BC. You got only 2 spans, AB and BC. So you will have 4 slope deflection equations. Now for the part CD, this can be treated as a cantilever subjected to 30 kilonewton at 2 meters. Therefore, the support moment here will be anti-clockwise, whose value equal to 30 into 2 equal to 60 kilonewton. Now this moment we cannot change, there will be no change. So that moment is fixed, that is only minus 60 kilonewton meter at the support. So you need not bother about the overhanging part, you find out the moment, that's all. You find out the moment, you have it. Now for this you have only slope deflection equations, 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Coming to equilibrium equation, there are 2 unknowns. One is theta B, the other one is theta C. There are only 2 unknowns. Now, for this, what you do is, one equation is MBA plus MBC equal to 0. This is at the joint B, equation 1. At C, MCB plus MCD equal to 0. Now this CD is minus 60. That is MCB, this is your equation number 2. Here you have equation number 1, equation number 2 and 3. This is equation number 2, equation number 3. Add them, simplify them. So this is equation number 4 plus that standard value of the moment, minus 60. Therefore, that need not be considered as a separate span. CD is not a separate span. Therefore, you need not write 2 equations for the overhanging part. So that moment is known. You just find out that value and use in the equilibrium equation. MCD, that moment is to be accounted, but that value is known. Therefore, that is the that will solve. If you solve these 2 equations, you will get theta B and theta C. So that will solve that problem. suppose there is a doubt, right? Suppose this beam is given like this. There is another overhang here, 2 meters, another overhang 2 meters. Then here UDL is given, UDL of 20 kilonewton per meter, UDL is given. This is A, this is B, like this, UDL is given. Then what you do is, you treat this as a fixed beam. Fixed beam. So this is A, this is B, this is UDL. So the moment that is developed here will be clockwise, because this will cause anti-clockwise moment. So the support moment will be clockwise, whose value equal to 20 into 2 into 2 by 2, WL square by 2. So that will be equal to 40 kilonewton meter, and this value will be plus. This value will be plus. So when you write down the equation for B, let us call this as C now. B, MBA plus MBC equal to 0. MBA plus MBC. Now MBA is 40 plus MBC will be your equation 1. Equation 1 equal to 0. So when the overhang is given on the left hand side or right hand side, you treat that as a cantilever, find out the moment, that moment cannot be changed. If it is on the right hand side, the moment will be anti-clockwise. If it is on the left hand side, the moment will be clockwise. That you have to use here and solve the problem. So that is about how to deal with the overhanging beams. Overhanging beams. If these two are known, and changing moment of inertia, dealing with the settlement of supports, all those things we will do. We have just only discussed generally. We are yet to take up numerical example. Numerical example we will take from next class onwards. So we will be dealing with the continuous beams and the portal frames. So this is to give an overall idea about what is slope deflection method, what are the unknowns, how to deal with them. It's only a general idea. We will take up numerical examples from next lecture onwards. Thank you.